Well, good morning, everyone. And good morning to everyone online. My name is Geo Louis, and on behalf of the pastors and our Board of Trustees, we welcome you to the Andrew Jackson Davis Educational Building for our Sunday service. At this time, we do want to remind everyone that masks are still mandatory. Those who are speaking may choose not to wear a mask. We also do not allow any personal recordings of this or other services. At this time, please be sure to turn off all electronic devices as well. And to begin our service, I'd like to ask Carmen to join us in lighting the 3 candles symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Yeah, sure. There you go, see? Thank you so much, Carmen. And please rise if you're able for the opening invocation. Infinite Spirit, universal life, all-pervading love, you who are the beauty, the light, and wisdom of life, we pray that all of us assembled here today may be responsive to the rays of spiritual light, that each heart may be open as a flower to the sunlight, and that in the expansion of love within, we may contact the realms of truth and power. Give to our waiting hearts the gift of understanding, and so it is. Amen. Please be seated. And located in the bulletin are our Declaration of Principles, right in the back of a little program. And please join me in reciting these principles together. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule, whatsoever ye would that others do, should you do unto you also unto them. Sorry about that one. We know what we mean by that one, right? We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. And also located in the bulletin is our healing prayer, so please join me in that one as well. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. And now, for those of you who would like to receive spiritual healing, you can visit our healers and just go to the next available healer when they're available. And they are sanitizing their hands after each person in case you have any concerns. And while the healers work on those that require healing, please join me in a meditation. All right, so everybody just sit comfortably, kind of relax, let all that tension just kind of fall down to the floor. Have your feet flat on the ground. You can put your hands on your lap, palms up, palms down. Just get comfortable. Nothing special, just relax. And settle your thoughts and close your eyes. And just set your intentions to be aware of this moment. Letting go of all your worries, all the concerns. Just let them come in and just leave. And we'll start with a deep breath, expanding our chest. Hold for a second, and just exhale, releasing all worries. And then take another deep breath, letting all that air flow down into our lungs. Hold for a moment, and then exhale all tension. And we'll take one last deep breath. Focus on that breath as it enters the body. Hold for a moment and then exhale, fully being present in this moment. And just listen to the music. Let it soothe your mind, body, and spirit. And as we keep breathing, continue to relax, relaxing every fiber of our being. And with each breath, you become calmer and calmer, becoming more and more relaxed. Letting the mind listening to the music, becoming one with it, and relaxing into a deeper state of peace and harmony. And if a thought arises, it's okay, don't fight it. Just see it and let it pass by. Keep breathing, going deeper and deeper into a relaxed state. And now that our minds are settled, just within your mind, allow this beautiful image of a beach just coming in slowly into your presence. Just see the sand, the waves rushing onto the shore. In the background, you can hear the soothing sounds of the waves coming in and out. Keep breathing slowly as you settle into this beautiful beach. And feel the breeze and how it's so gentle, cooling, as we feel the breeze rush up against our bodies. We fall into a deeper and deeper state of peace. And from above us, the sun shines brightly. It's such a beautiful day with no clouds, just a perfect temperature. So just feel that bright, warm sunlight on your body. This is no ordinary beach. This is your own healing beach. It's private. It's all yours. And now you suddenly see this really nice chair. Any kind of beach chair that you would prefer. Just somewhere to sit and be comfortable. And as you do sit down, it is so comfortable. You seem to just melt right into the chair, becoming one with this beautiful beach, with the water, the breeze, the sunlight. And again, if anything comes to mind, that's okay. Just see it as a cloud passing by on your perfectly blue sky. And just keep feeling that nice, cool breeze. And just take a moment to look out at the vast, great ocean. And your mind becomes still, just looking out into the vast blue ocean. And this setting just brings us to a very deep sense of peace and joy. Rays of light are healing light from infinite spirit, the source of healing and harmony. And the light comes to us as waves of healing, washing over our whole body at first, removing any energy blockage. Let the light go over any area you feel any issues. Or just simply sit there and let the sun just bathe your body in pure healing light. And your body just starts to begin to radiate just as bright as the sun. And each cell, each fiber and tissue of the body is being healed by this light. And you see that you are a pure being of light. And you can say to yourself, I am light, I am balance, I am in perfect harmony, I am healed. We are so happy knowing that we're receiving this beautiful healing light. It's clearing out all stress, frustrations, our doubts. And instead, we are being filled with light, cleansing, healing, the light of hope, joy, and harmony. And the light just seems to pour over us, just like liquid light, coursing through our body, our veins, our cells. We feel our bodies radiating with such intense light. A perfect state of harmony and oneness. As we keep breathing, feeling the light, another cool breeze comes in, cooling our body as well, releasing even more tension. We take one more look at the sun, bringing in that energy. And we know that it's almost time to return from our meditation. But before we do, we want to share some of this energy with our loved ones and with all beings. From our heart, we send out energy out. Energy of love and harmony to all beings in the planet, all creatures. And let that light flow from our hearts, knowing that all those who need it will receive it. Maybe a friend or family member comes to mind that you know is in need of healing light. Just think of them for a moment. Imagine that they're sharing in this beautiful sunlight, this beautiful healing light, bringing them to balance, to peace and harmony. And now we take one more look at the sun, feel that cooling breeze one last time, taking in the warmth, the harmony, and the peace, always remembering that this place, this very special healing beach, is always there when you need it. And so slowly, with a grateful heart, we begin to come back, focusing on our breath again to bring us back to this moment, allowing the beach to just dissolve into a place where we can always recall this beach when we need it. And we'll take a deep breath. And as we do, we slowly begin to come back, opening our eyes, beginning to become present of being here in this building, in this moment. And then when you're ready, just wiggle your hands, shake your feet, and just let that healing light settle within the body for a moment. And when you're ready, come back to this moment, getting ready for the rest of our service. How was that? It's a nice way to go into the beach without having to deal with sunburn, right? It's like a little mini vacation for the mind. Okay. And we would like to thank our healers for sharing their gift of healing. We had Cindy Gordon, Lori Carter, and Marie Gates helping us today. And if you received a healing resulting in a correction or improvement, please complete one of these yellow cards, which you will find right in the back where you see the little sunflowers. And you can return it back to us or pass it on to our temple, or you can mail it back. So please do that. Okay. Now it's time for the big event. I'd like to introduce our guest speaker for today. Today we have the Reverend Dr. Louis Gates, who is our pastor and longtime resident of our camp. He is a spiritual medium, a trance medium, healer, and teacher. And he is someone that I've had the pleasure to learn from. So it is my pleasure to introduce Reverend Dr. Louis Gates.
I was kind of hoping that he wasn't going to go through all this long thing. He said, I saw your bio. I said, well, don't have to say everything on my bio. Not everything. What I wanted to talk today about, what I really wanted to talk today about was trance mediumship or channeling. And kind of give you an idea of that. I know some of you might have come today to see Dickie Joe. I don't look like Dickie Joe. But she did have a health situation. She's still in the ICU, so she couldn't be here today. So hopefully we're sending her energy and positive thoughts, and she should be back shortly. What I wanted to talk about, one of our major trance mediums or trance healers here was George P. Colby. And he was one of the first ones associated with this organization as doing trance, talking to spirit, letting spirit overshadow and speak through him. And George, he was actually born in Pike, New York in 1848 to James L. Colby and his wife, Alima A. Lewis Colby. They settled on 160 acres in Forestville Township, Minnesota. And the acreage was so known as Cherry Grove in honor of his father, George, his father, and his orchard of cherry trees. He had two brothers and two sisters, but the two sisters both died at a young age. It was when George Colby actually got baptized, was when he first felt the connection to spirit. Claimed to be visited by the spirit of his uncle, who told him he was a great psychic and would create a great spiritual center in the South. Seneca became one of his guides, one of his major guides with George Colby. And Seneca would give him information, talk to him, talk through him in seances or in trance demonstrations. He also had the philosopher and the unknown. I don't know why the guy was unknown, but there was two other guides, the philosopher and the unknown. And the philosopher would work through George Colby also, and George Colby would work in the trance state. And he traveled here. When George came here, I thought it was kind of cool because they went all the way to Jacksonville. There were no roads in the state of Florida at that time. So he took the ferry boat down from Jacksonville to Blue Spring Landing, which is over here in Orange City. And him and T.D. Giddings and women and them, they packed up their belongings. They started heading back into the woods to find this place, to find where Spirit had led them. And they came here and settled here where we have Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp today. George Colby's property he did not live in the camp. George's house and his property where his home is over in the park area over here near Lake Colby. His house has been torn down, it's no longer there. The stairs are still there, but his house is no longer present there. But he lived outside the camp, and when he got older and sicker, he lived in Harmony Hall, and people looked after him there until his passing to spirit. The question with that is we had George to do the trance, the vibration of trance. And trance is letting go. It's allowing spirit to overshadow you, to work with you, to connect to your vibration. You have to allow spirit to kind of work with you. But it's not the question is that you allow the first person that walks in the room to speak through you. That's not what you do. It's not what you do. You allow yourself to get to know the person wanting to work through you. You just don't allow the first one, you discern them. You discern the spirit as they start to work with you, start to talk to you. Because remember, when we do mediumship, and I do mediumship and people do healing, we don't get into this massively major trance when we're doing readings and healings, but it's that spirit overshadowing us there, working through us, allowing us to send the energy, putting our hands over our hands as we heal, working through us as we speak and working with our voice box. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, allowing them to work through us without kind of orchestrating and beating it to death, trying to figure out what Spirit's trying to tell us. A lot of people will try to understand what Spirit's trying, and they try to say it in different ways, different vibrations, instead of just allowing the pure energy just to flow through you. You're still kind of responsible for what you say, so you just can't go, bah. You're still responsible, but it is allowing the energy to flow through you. When I was younger here in Cassadaga, that was back when I was 16, 17 years old, I was attending a class up with Mary Rossi, and she was an Italian medium that lived up near Patty Aubrey's house up on the hill up here on Chauncey. And Mary Rossi looked at me one day when she was in trance, speaking with her Indian guide, and said that I would be a trance medium, and you will speak to people in trance. And at that point, at 16, 17 years old, I was not having nothing to do with that. I was not, nobody controlled my body while they just talked. And she said, it will come. It will be here. That didn't happen in my life till around the age of 22, when Charles Davenport, at first I thought he was part of the Davenport brothers, who were actually spiritualists, and they did a lot of trance and physical mediumship work. I thought that was part of them, but he said, no, it is not the lineage that I'm part of. But he became my first trance guide that worked with me for a number of years, Charles Davenport and Billy. Billy was a little boy that worked with me through my trance. But I could always see the other trance guides standing there waiting, and in their wings, waiting patiently for me to get comfortable with somebody working through me. And it took me a lot of years to try to allow them to work through me, because we're always trying to question, why'd they pick me? What are they doing here? What are they trying to do that? Why are they trying to wake me up? What are they doing? So we're always trying to figure out, why did they choose me? Why did they choose me to work through? Couldn't they choose somebody else? But that overshadowing, allowing them to work through me. Because the journeys that I've had, and some of the best journeys that you can have in your life, even though we do meditations, we connect to meditations, is when you allow yourself to travel. Allow them to take you. Allow yourself to get yourself out of the way. With mediumship, we try to give you that aspect in your life of how to step away. Take a different view of where you're going. Pick the path that you've chosen, and try to stay as true to the path as you can. Unless the path isn't working, then move back, set the path again. It's when we allow ourselves to reset the path. Sometimes we're just kind of out of it. We pick a path. It has no good for us at all. And instead of telling ourselves, well, I made a mistake, I should probably stop, and I should look around, we keep trying to forge ahead because we don't want to be told that we were wrong. But if we would just step back and listen to the guides. When George Colby listened to Seneca, he listened to the philosopher of the unknown. He traveled all the way down to Florida, got on a boat, traveled through the woods to find this space that Spirit said. And Cassadaga was actually founded by a council of spirit. It was just not Seneca, not just George Colby. There was a council of spirit. And that council of spirit is still in effect here today. There's a council of spirit that actually works this organization from the spirit world. They are the ones that founded this organization. They are the ones that brought George Colby here. They are the ones that keep this Camp Sullivan today. It's the Council of Spirit. And they draw people into this organization because they are needed. Their energy, their vibration, their connection is needed to propel the energy within the organization. So people come here and they think, oh, I'll just be here a little while. I thought that some 40-some years ago. I'm still here. But the question is, you think you're going to be here just for a short while, get some information, you're going to be here, then you're older. Then you're older and go, whew, tired now. But the question is sometimes we come here just to drop some of our energy so the Council of Spirit can use it for the betterment and the encouragement of spiritualism. Camp will always be here at some point in some fashion. Because the Council of Spirit is not done with this place. It's not done with it at all. So when we deal with this working in trance or working in that connection with spirit, allowing ourselves to move in that direction. Because when I dealt with Charles, he would speak and talk to people about their lives, what was going on with them, the connections to the higher side of life. And it would change people's lives of what he was talking about, what he was saying to them. And Billy would come in and just steal people's jewelry and give it back to him at a later date, but he was like a klepto. People would walk in my seance. When I first started working with Billy, I didn't tell people to hide their jewelry. And people would end up out of the seance room and their jewelry would be missing. Their earrings, necklaces, different things would just be gone. And they'd be looking around the seance room for their jewelry. It was not there. But they would get home and their jewelry would be laying on the counter. It'd be laying at their house because Billy had messed with it, decided to take it back to them. But sometimes he would keep things for a while. He wouldn't just give them back because if he really liked it, he kept it for a while. You might get it back 6 to 8 years later. It's going when he wanted to bring it back. So the question is when Billy was a little bit of a klepto. He liked it. He saw something shiny. I'd say, oh God, that's going to be missing by the end of the seance. It's going to be gone. And he would. It would just be gone. It would just disappear into the vibration. And the lady had this silver thing on, and it was gone at the end of the thing. And she had about 3 pennies laying underneath her chair. And she said, oh, Spirit gave me 3 pennies. I said, I think that's Billy's down payment on the necklace. Left you 3 pennies. But they would bring it back. But Charles would always work with me in taking me on journeys to spirit set of life. Take me on these meditative journeys where I would allow myself to go and just to go where he wanted to take me. I didn't orchestrate the journeys. I just said, show me what you would like me to see. And I would go on these journeys into the spirit world to understand what the spirit world looked like, the rules, the aspects of the spirit world. And we always have that vibration and we think that, oh my God, we know everything we need to know. We've read all the books, we've read all the spiritual books, we've read all the stuff, we know everything. No, we don't. There's just a little crust of what is going on. And I always learn that it is what we do in our lives, what we experience. I could write a book and put in that bookstore of my experience in the spirit world. Those are mine. They're not yours. They're not what you experience through the spirit world. When you experience moments in your life that spirit touches you, you don't forget those. You have that out-of-body experience, that essence that spirit kind of walks into your vibration, that moment that you got to see something in the spirit world. You don't forget that. You don't. It's always part of your memory. It's part of that vibration that happened. You know how it happened? It happened. Because when George Colby was young, his father was a Baptist minister, which I was taught was called devoted Baptist parents. Well, my father was devoted Baptist. I think he had a cross tattooed on his third eye. He was devoted. Boy, and the beatings would start at noon if I talked about any dead people. But my mother would take me to, I would go see spiritual scans, but I was not allowed to talk to it in his church or around him. I'm not allowed to see dead people at all. My mother, I could see them with her. Couldn't see it at my grandmother's church because she was devout Catholic. So my grandmother said, "Don't mess with the priest, Lou. Don't tell the priest who's following him." So, but I worked at it through my life with that, working through mediumship. Now, when I explain to people, when you're working at this, try to get your mediumship down first. Find out what your gifts are. What are your gifts for mediumship? Whether you're clairaudient, clairsentient, you're clairvoyant, what are your gifts? What are your gifts that you actually have within your vibration? Work on those first before you allow somebody to drop into you. Before you allow somebody to go, ha-ha. You want to know what you are experiencing for yourself, not because some guide from the spirit world is going to experience through you. What do you experience for your being, for you? On clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentient, all those clairs, which one do you have? What do you sense? Work on that. Meditate and get quiet within your being, to have that consciousness of spirit. You have to kind of be that quiet moment. It's the law of silence. Be silent. Silence yourself. You have to go within the silence. And we have to, every once in a while, to recharge our batteries. When Cindy was talking about all the energy that comes from machines and different things in the vibration all around us every day, we have to take time out of our lives, our busy lives, just to sit quiet and go in the silence. Whatever that silence is for you, whatever that vibration is, maybe it's kicking your high heels off, pouring yourself a glass of wine, putting your head back, and just going, maybe that is your point of silence. Maybe that is it for you. But what is your part of silence for your life? Because people make themselves sick, they make themselves ill, they do this, they do that. Not because they're supposed to be, is because they do not allow their energy to rebalance and regroup from situations or trauma within their life. You have to allow the trauma to come, but allow it to go too. If you allow it to stay within your being, you allow yourself to be sick. Spirit is not allowing you to be sick. You've allowed yourself to be sick. You can blame the world, but you have to look within to look out. You can't look from outside the windows to look into the building when you can look from inside out. When Lucerne, my guide that I do now with trance, stepped into my vibration, Lucerne's a higher vibration, so he needed Charles to get my body ready for him, to get me ready for his arrival. And it took me almost 5-6 years for me to even allow Lucerne to speak through me. I didn't trust him at first. I didn't know who he was. So I had to discern him before I allowed him to come up close to me. Now I've been doing Lucerne for over 20-some years. And Lucerne has been one of my major guides for trance. But Lucerne is this being that wants to help, wants to encourage, wants to bring forth knowledge from the spirit world. And when you allow it to happen in your being, you allow yourself to see this. Lucerne is taking me to places in the spirit world that I can just my God, it has never been the same when I go. There's places where I can sit and touch planets. There's places where I sit in forest with animals I've never seen before that sit at my feet and look at me. There are places he's taking me to look. And these could be other dimensions, they could be other places of existence, but this is where he's taking me. And even through healing, even through the balance of healing, he is taking me places for healers from the spiritual side of life to work on me while I was in that state. So you allow yourself, if you're a healer, you can't heal if you're deadly sick. I don't feel like anybody wants you healing them if you're coughing in their face. Nobody wants you near them. So the question is, you have to be of halfway decent health to perform a healing. You have to be. Same thing with mediumship. Your mind has to be clear. It has to be upliftment for you to actually do a mediumship reading. If you're having a bad day, you're probably not going to give good readings because you're having a bad day. Not a good day, not a bad. What my grandmother used to say, you never meditate when you're angry, you never meditate when you're sad. Because you're not attracting the energy you need to attract, the vibration you're needing to attract to bring you to a higher sense of consciousness. If you're down here, you've got to think of something up here. Can't think here, it's never going to get you here. It's never going to get you to a higher sense of consciousness. So when you're in this work as spiritualists, we're always told you to quiet yourself, breathe, raise the vibration. But nobody really tells you what vibration you should raise. I have people say, well, what's vibration? What should I raise? What should I do? Who should I look for? Well, most of your family members are crazy, so you don't want to talk to them. Guides, you talk to your higher self. You can say you've got all these guides, all these protectors, you've got fairies, gnomes, you got everything all around you. Oh my God, we've got all these people. But you've left one person out. Your higher self. You. You have to learn to speak to yourself. When I do Lucerne, Lucerne speaks through me, my trance guide speaks through me. But I still have to be in tune with myself, with my higher energy, my higher consciousness. If I believe on my higher self that I can't accomplish that, even though my guides are saying, yes, you can, my higher self is saying, no, I have to get that on the same page as that. I have to get both vibrations on the same page, the same situation. So when you're doing this work, and I know most of you probably are not going to be professional mediums and you're not going to hang your sign out and start collecting readings tomorrow. But the work is for you. Mediumship was never really supposed to be us going out giving readings to everyone. It was to teach you how to do it yourself. How do you connect to spirit yourself? How to read the signs, the vibration of spirit for you. Not for me telling you what spirit is telling you, but for you to do the work. The work begins. That's what Andrew Jackson Davis, the good work begins. We haven't got to the good work yet. Most people are counting on everyone else to say, okay, this is it for you. Do this. Sure, we're teachers, we're instructors, but it's you giving the time to your own spiritual growth. You can discern the spirits, discern the messages, discern the stuff around you, and walk in the right path. And that's what we here really want for you in spiritualism, is for you to be on the path where you need to be. Karma, all this stuff you're talking about, if I do a bunch of crazy stuff in your vibration, I'm not going to draw good juju. Juju is not going to be here. So I'm not going to draw that to myself if I don't do something positive and beautiful for you. It's bringing you to that vibration so that you, at some point in my life when I'm not doing well, you can propel me, you can help me. We're always groups here, groups of energy, groups of vibration to propel each other. Not just one person, but to compel the group consciousness, the group energy. That's why the Council of Spirit that circle this camp. There's not one person standing up there. on this camp is a council of spirit. That is through every book about this camp. It's the council of spirit. When I was here before, that was back, I think 1990, somewhere there, we had a Lakota Indian here, medicine man here, named Tutri. He used to live right over here in one of these houses here. Lakota, medicine man, pipe carrier. And he researched the four corners of this camp. There are four spiritual corners of this camp. I know where they are. There's four corners of this organization. Four rocks, four pillars that have been placed around this camp. I know where they are. Because look, he found them. He found these four pillars where the energy points of this organization are. So this organization has power. And we think that maybe it's just because it's Cassadaga. It's not because it's Cassadaga. It's because of all the energy and all the vibration that's ever happened here. It's all the healings, all the readings, all the teachings, all the conferences, all the vibrations that have happened in this space. That is what Cassadaga is today. It is a reverberant of all the energy, the balance of all the vibrations. So when you're sitting here today, we're not sucking all the energy out of you, just a little bit. We're going to keep some here, just to encourage the organization. Because it's all this vibration of psychometry. It's the energy, it's the vibration, it's the energy of what we propel in our lives. It's what you personally believe. If I believe in something, you go, I don't believe in that. Well, awesome. Believe the way you want to believe. Believe in your consciousness. Believe in your vibration. I'm not telling every one of you to be spiritualist. I just want you to have spiritual and part of your religion. Doesn't have to have the list. As spiritualists, we don't make you make a list. We make you make your own vibration, your own connection. I tell people, I've got family members of the Catholic, Baptist, Pentecostal, got a few snake charmers back there, got a little bit of stuff. So I'm a conglomerate of a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm a whole lot of spirit. Mm-hmm. I might be all these other religions that have had some kind of play within my life. I love spiritualism. I've always loved spiritualism. But other religions, other teachings that I've gone through in my life are part of me. I can't just erase it off the chalkboard and go, yeah, that didn't affect me. It did. Certain religions did. Certain religions did. When I spent almost 2 years in Tibet, it affected me. It affected my being. Am I Buddhist? Maybe a Median. Maybe a little Taoism is kind of radiating on my left side, maybe. But I'm not. But I'm more spiritualist. But I still have these other modalities that have filtered through me. It's how I teach, how I work with people. I don't want you to find this place in your life that, oh, I've got to do that. These people said I have to do that. No, you don't. You do what's best for you, what works for you. Because if I make you stomp you on the path, I said, I don't get good you do. I don't make good stuff because I've stopped you. If I tell you not to use cards, you like cards, go use your tarot cards. You pendulums, go use your pendulums. You want to do some kind of fire dance and dance out in the moonlight, God bless you. I might not be out there with you, but God bless you. Do what you feel is best for you, what raises your vibration. And then follow your heart. Follow your heart. Don't have somebody tell you where your heart should be. Follow your own heart and the vibration. Allow yourself to be you. Just be you. That's all you have to be in this lifetime. Just be you. Because everybody's energy, everybody sitting here has different energy than the person next to them. Not the same energy, the same vibration. You do not. Your vibration vibrates at different rates while you're here. And your vibration will encourage the whole as the group. So when you think about Cassadaga or even your home space, it's what you do, what you propel in that space. will either make you happy or make you sad. It's what you start to propel. Even though your life could be negative at this point, a lot of positive energy here in the near future, your life could change very drastically to be very extremely positive. But if you stay in the negative, you will draw the negative. Stay in the positive, you will draw positive. But if you're any one of those, you need to draw whatever you feel is best for you. But remember, when you're doing this work or letting spirit overshadow you, I have people that wanting to do trance and, oh, I want a spirit to speak through me. All in good, people. But remember, trance workshop, trance mediumship, you have to have like a symbiosis relationship with the guide. They become part of you. I couldn't chase Lucerne away with a stick if I had to. He's part of my vibration now. So he's there. Same thing as Reiki, when people get Reiki and they're Reiki masters. You have a little Reiki guide that follows you. You might not see the Reiki guide. Little black suit, little black hat, stands in your vibration. Reiki. So when Reiki people come up and they come up and they go, I saw you're a Reiki master. Oh, how'd you know I'm a Reiki master? Oh, little guy behind you. Got the little Reiki master behind you. He's working with you. So when we attract things from the spirit world, we attract guides. We attract people to walk with us. What are you attracting? What are you looking for? That's what we have to do. Most of you should enter the store with your shopping list. Find what part of the store you want to go shopping in and go there. Don't be over in tires if you don't need tires for your car. Don't be over in a part of the store you don't need because you thought you should be there. Go to where you feel is best for you. Go shopping there. Where that vibration. You need health? Go up to the pharmacy. Ask the pharmacy for some medicine. If you need love and support in your home, stay over to jewelry aisle. Buy some jewelry and flowers. Where do you feel like you need to be in the store? Not because someone has told you to be there. It's because you want to be there. And I want to thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Louis. Okay, let's see here. All right, we do have a prosperity bowl in the back. We see all the little sunflowers. And our live streamers may visit our website, cassadaga.org, and click on the donate button. And we thank you in advance for your generosity. This does help with the keep up of the camp. We're pushing close to 128 this year, I believe. So any little bit amount helps. Okay. And I'd like to offer a brief offertory prayer in gratitude. And we give thanks to those who have given today, and may all benefit immensely from their generosity, and may we all share in the blessings of their giving. Amen. All right, now we have some announcements. Next Wednesday, May 26th, we have our demonstration of spirit service with Nora Esther and Joy Sagar. And next Sunday, May 30th, our speaker will be Robin Mutatino. And every Sunday we have our Adult Lyceum, also known as Sunday School, from 9:30 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. right here in the Andrew Jackson Davis building. And next Sunday, our Lyceum speaker will be Reverend Diane Davis. Now, to participate in absentee healing, please print the first name and first initial of the last name of a loved one or even a pet in our healing book, which is located in the back table. And for those of you online, you can also go to our website, and there is a section where you can write that information as well. Every Thursday, a healing meditation circle is held from 11 a.m. to noon right here in the Andrew Jackson Davis building. And healing is sent out to those on the absentee healing list. All are welcome. This service, as well as the Sunday Lyceum and Sunday service, are live streamed through our Facebook page and YouTube channel. And at the entrance, we have our Sunday bulletin and our activities for the month, which is this little, little blue guy right here. Go ahead and take a few of those with you. It lists all of our activities. Or you can also check our website. Today, we do have for a true connection to the spirit world with Reverend Dr. Louis Gates from 2 to 4 p.m. Not at the Slater House anymore. It's going to be, I believe, here in the Andrew Jackson Davis building. Just wanted to make that change. It's allow Lucerne to take you on a journey to the spirit world and to let you experience the connection to your guides and loved ones. And that is $25. And also, you can look forward to Medicine Bag Workshop next week, and also with Reverend Dr. Louis Gates. And that's from 2 to 4 p.m. And that workshop will be a hands-on event where each participant will create a basic shaman medicine bag. And we'll also be receiving a reading with all the ingredients that you pick, the personal items you pick to make your medicine bag. All right, you can visit www.cassadaga.org for more information on all of our upcoming events. And at this time, we want to say thank you to our live stream viewers. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you again in the future.